Good evening, everybody. And thank you for joining right on time or before time also. So thank you. Good evening. I'm Ratnesh here from Aarohi. And yeah, we have a group of people here to share this little uh, webinar with you. So thank you for joining in. I want to give little time for people to join in. So I want to share how this whole thought process, how this whole journey started. So for me, the journey started about 21 years back, or actually 24 years back, 1999 actually, when we started, little working with children. Me and my wife. My name is Aditi. So both of us started. I wouldn't say working with children, being with children, and in that journey, we had no knowledge about education, no knowledge about children, nothing. We were like zero, and that was the best part, because then we could receive children as they responded to us. And these children, I'm just using the generic term children because they were young children, old children, teenagers, youth, all ages, and so we actually started learning from them, about them, rather than from any other source, if you will call it. And as we worked with them, very soon, within almost couple of years, I would say, we got a clear message for them, is that kind of which said to us, hey, hello, we can lead our life. You just be around, but don't do more than that. That was the core message we got from every child, whether they were 3 years old or 18 years old. That was the interesting part. And as we worked more with them, then we realized that, hey, we can. So this was from 99 to, let's say, around 2005, 6, 7. We realized we can actually create a space where children can actually lead their learning, lead their journey. So that is when Aarohi was born, 2008. Um, with the idea of offering open learning, which we use the term open learning to say that it's open to everybody and open to learn whatever you want to learn. So that was around 2008, and that's when we started again working with all age groups, right up to teenagers and older teenagers also, 18, 19. And uh, we met many teenagers who kind of showed to us that even for their older, you can say, so-called higher education, they just lead their own journey. And one of the interesting one was obviously our own daughter. For me, at least, that was an interesting period when she decided she doesn't want to give me 10 to then she just wants to go ahead and this journey.
It's breaking for me. What about
Of
others?
their own. And when we thought,
Ratnesh, sorry, your voice is breaking.
Voice is breaking.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it is.
my voice is breaking. Okay.
Yes,
Yes, it's breaking.
connectivity issue, I think.
Okay. Maybe. Okay. So maybe I can just request, for now we will keep the video off. Thank you. And we'll just focus. I keep mine on to see if that holds on, or at least the speaker one can keep there. Yeah, just finish me very quickly. So last year, so 2000, 2022, we decided that on a pilot
Sorry,
level,
Ratish,
we
not
can
working.
start a group of youth who can really plan their journey together with
Can't hear you,
okay,
Ratnesh.
maybe into some video. Is it any better?
Um, yeah, I think some challenge at his end. We'll just give him a few minutes, a few seconds to just join back.
Okay, is it any better now?
Yes,
I
sounds good.
logged out.
Yes, you're clear.
Is it any better?
Yes, Ratnesh.
Right. Okay. Uh, okay, so let's, sorry, I was, I don't know where I left off, but basically talking about that how we started a pilot last year and with all of this formalized in a slightly different way for youth, last year, sorry. And then 23, we kind of launched some work and I'm very, very excited about it. Um, but all throughout this last almost 24 years of working with all ages and especially with youth, the core thought has always been that uh, uh, we can have the youth or the learner leading her own learning. That's been the core thought, right? And and that's where what we are here to, in a way, in a different way, share with all of you. So okay, so what I will do is we what the way we'll do it is we will do few small sharing. So I will share for about and Kritika will show some points about how we this whole aspect.
Uh,
We have two youth with us share their journey. Would be the thing. Uh, so that's the time, and we will open for the question and answers.
sorry to interrupt, Ratnesh. I think I would just request everyone to switch off their videos. I think there could be a challenge in terms of his bandwidth issues. So yeah, let's just switch off the videos. And Ratnesh, you could also maybe switch off your video, and we could see if that helps. Ratnesh, I could share the presentation if that helps.
I think Kirtika, you are sharing the screen.
Yes, I'm
Sorry.
just sharing the screen for you. Yeah, we can proceed.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I don't know what's just today, one of those days when the internet connection refuses to. Um, anyways, apologies for all the bad connection. Um, Okay, so yeah, so I was just saying we'll do a little bit of sharing for about 20-25 minutes, and then we intend to keep about half an hour for all the question and answers, and we can go into deeper discussions. Yeah, so yeah, so the first few questions are more for you to respond. I request you to use the chat. Kritika, next slide, please. Uh, to please use your. So we have put down 4 challenges that we think youth could be facing today. There could be many more. We are not saying that uh, they are facing. So you can 1, 2, 3 like this, or you can just write the word all or none. Sorry, can you go back, Kirtika? Kirtika, can you go back to the previous slide? Yeah, yeah. No, previous. Yeah, okay, thank you. So please go ahead and respond. The first, I'll just, oops. Kitika, we need the second slide, please.
I am on the second slide. Is it not visible for you guys?
Oh, okay, refreshing for me late.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is visible.
okay, maybe it's just refreshing for me late. So, yeah,
Okay, okay.
Visible.
okay, okay, super. So, right, 4 things. So you can see which one you think are challenges that the youth, which means kind of we are defining right now from 13 to 21, 22, like that, are facing. And you can just type in chat 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or all or 1, 3 like that, whichever. If you want, I can read them out for you. The first one is the challenge to perform in school, college, exams, studies, etc. Second one is to decide which field, which career path, which profession, what's the right choice. Um, the third one is to conform to parental expectations, financial, social success, peer comparison. And the final one is to understand themselves, their own emotions, self, relationships, family. Some of the challenges we have seen. So we are putting the ones which we feel are really important. Obviously, you might be relating to few, you might not be relating to any or to all. That's absolutely fine. So it's just to kind of start thinking, hey, what are the challenges we are talking about? Also, yeah, to bring us on the same page. Um, let's move ahead. Let's move to the second, the next slide, Kirtika, please.
Yes, already done.
Okay. So next we're talking about, now this is more specific with respect to the conventional system. So some youth, we think, or in our observation, feel a disconnection. They're either not enjoying it or they're not able to cope up with the conventional system of school, exams, 10th, 12th, and then college, and then again exams, competitive exams to get into college, and so on. So again, please see which one you relate to. Again, you can relate to none or all or few of them, and please share it in the chat. Uh, the first one is they are they just don't know what to pursue. I mean, something is given, and now what to do with that. The second one is some youth prefer doing than studying. They don't want to study; they want to do stuff. The third one is they're attracted to a specific domain, um, but they have to do a lot of other things. focusing all their time on that domain. The fourth is a lot of evaluation, judgment if you're on, and finally, some youth to competitive. Everybody's trying to be at the top, kind of thing. Right. So, yeah, take your time if you don't feel like it. These are some of the disconnections we have observed. Not that everybody's observation needs to match with ours. That's a different youth giving us feedback. So that's the third list. Yeah, Kritika, we can go on to the third one. And this is an interesting.
Okay, maybe I'll take over some challenge at Pratnesh's end. So, like having seen the first two questions, now let's look at what is the world like today. Yes, all of those things, the conventional system as we've come to know, was a creation of the time that was then. But what is it that we're observing in the world now? So if you could share your options for this question in terms of how the world has shaped and what do you think needs to kind of keep in pace with how youth do their profession. Yeah, so please put in your options in the chat.
Kritika, recording has stopped.
Okay. Let me see. I see Asha is the host. Asha, can you please make me the host? I don't know how it's gone to you. I think it's okay. Rekha, it's okay if the recording has stopped. That's fine.
Fine. How
Okay,
are you?
Kirtika, I'll just connect with Ratnesh. I'll just see and we'll make you the host so that you can start recording it. Sure. No worries.
How's your daughter?
Okay. Yeah, again, some of the ways that we are seeing is, and also, in a lot of way, it's also been the cases for most of us as adults, where there is a possibility of us really, exploring so many professional choices, mostly after we start doing, after we've completed our graduation. And we are also seeing that the industry is more open, right? Like if you come to think of it, even the mainstream education is kind of looking at internships as a way of upskilling, or practical projects as a way of building domain knowledge. So that is the way that uh, even the mainstream as well as the industry is focusing on building domain knowledge. And yes, with the boom of internships that we hear so much, we know that the industry folks are more than happy to kind of see that youth pick up relevant skills and do professional work to learn. And they're also very excited to kind of guide and mentor passionate youth who are willing to go deeper in the domain that they are experts in. Um, to a great extent, it's also that we've seen that teenagers, although they may, kind of may not be sure of what they want to pursue, but somewhere uh, when empowered, they are very much happy to kind of take their journey and, lead it in a way that is aligned with their style and their way of doing. So these are some of the things that we've observed. So kind of moving on from here. Okay. I am just, before we move ahead, I'm just seeing if Ratnesh is around. No, I think still an issue at his
Yeah,
end.
yeah, I'm there. I'm there. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, and good that you took over. I just don't know what's happening today with the internet.
No worries.
Okay, so you will still need to help me. So what we thought is we'll just share with you three very little small clips and a little glimpse of where we are coming from. You will get the idea. So Kitika, can we play the first video?
Yeah, in school, I really don't like studying and all. I don't concentrate in classes. I don't listen to teachers. I used to sit in the last bench and I used to scribble whatever I feel. And I like to play a lot. You know, I don't care about what is going to happen tomorrow and all. The moment I'm leaving, I should leave happily. That's my policy now. And yeah, so whatever inside the book, I don't feel like getting it and reading it and writing exams and all. I don't feel like it's worth it. So mine is like, like it should be free and interesting to learn whatever I'm learning. So we joined a core city and slowly started exploring about the carpentry tools and carpentry machines which is there in the campus. And I slowly started doing some small things using the trash woods and other stuffs in the carpentry place. And like I took up a project in the place, like I made a 12 coconut bookshelf for a client. I got a client and I did it for her. My thought is like whatever we learn, we need to love it and learn, not like we need to learn it. No, we need to love the work and we need to learn everything. That's my policy. And
Okay. I'm just going to start the
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. So this was David. He's about 17, and one very interesting thing about him is that he would spend the whole day kind of being with himself and being with these tools which he likes and he likes to work with, and kind of keep on doing so many failures in his first design for a live project for a cafe, and so many failures and so on. And the last few months he has been in spending with an internship with a kind of an interior firm which uses a lot of woodworks. So that's a little about David. We'll take the next video, Kritika.
So obviously, after I've thought, or rather decided, that I wanted to take design as a career, the go-to option was join a design college. So that's what even I thought, or my family thought, just, and I was confused, uh, because I didn't know which branch would suit me. I got to know about City, which was really interesting for me, because there was choice, or rather there was option of exploring different things, trying things out in an actual industry itself, or in actual projects, like real life projects and industry.
Right. So this is Shreya. She is now 20, totally into UI UX design now. She has kind of found her calling as of now, and deeply working it. Already done multiple projects. Already started earning, which is what, 1 year into her journey, 1.5 year, almost 2 years into her journey, and already rocking in that sense. Again, I think the interesting thing she talks about is how she could do it in her own style and her own ways of connecting with people, networking, coming out of her own zones into the industry zone. Yeah. Let's play the third video, Ketika.
Obviously, after I've
So this video is of a mother.
She's in the area of counseling. So I asked her, what do I do with this child? He doesn't want to get into math, science, or not even commerce, or even literature. If I want him, he doesn't want to go to college. What do I do? She said, what are his strengths? I said, he can't he can't do math properly. He can't speak the language the way I speak because again, it requires learning and he doesn't want to learn. He doesn't want me to help him. But what are the other things? Those are not strengths. Those are functional skills to live in a world. But what are his core strengths? What are his natural strengths? I had no answer. Then she told me, go back and again observe your son. See what are his core strengths. That's when I actually observed my son with taking the lens of judgment, because all through these years I was judging him. I was judging him with the lens that the society gave me. So this is how he should be. This is how he should have been at this age. This is how he should have been at this age. And these are the things he should have learned. But what are his natural strengths? I didn't know that.
What if you don't have to go to college to learn something or get a degree? Then you can go to real industry and do work with them. Like how I'm learning by working in car industry with automobile technicians and experts.
Yeah, sorry. At the end, the volume wasn't very great, but he's basically saying he's learning in the automobile industry, working with experts in that. That's the field. And Hari is obviously Sandhya's son, whom she was talking about, whose main zone of excitement is automobiles, and that's what he loves, and that's what he's deeply working into. He just finished a internship with Tata Motors. Again, all of these youth have no formal qualification, if that is what we are talking about, but industry is accepting them. They are doing exciting work, and they are enjoying, and so on and so forth. Maybe we can talk more about it, but these are the kind of stories that excite us, that hey, there is so much more. Kirtika, over to you.
All right. Yes, now that we've seen some of the case studies and what has happened with the youth in the last 1 year since we started, inviting all of you to just, as we explore the next few slides, to just see them or just to be with these slides with a very open mind, because if as a society or as adults, if we want a different way of looking at things, then it requires us to be a bit open to maybe very different ideas. And let's explore what are those. So the first thing we are saying, are we really interested in teens? In the sense, like, are we open that, they really explore different interests very deeply to know what is their calling? Are we ready to not punish them for not knowing what their interest is at, let's say 13, 15, 17, whereas we give them the opportunities to explore different things, which is very natural, right? Like, none of us were very clear. We understand as we get into doing things. So why do we have to, like, why do we expect teens to know what they should be doing and force them into one stream? Why can't they explore different domains and then decide and make an informed career decision? So that's the first point. Let's keep thinking as we progress on these slides. Next is, are we really excited with the teens? In the sense, teen age is one phase where there's a lot of vigor, very few responsibilities really, and teens are thriving and willing to take on a lot of challenges and gain expertise. So when we say explore different domains deeply, we say, can they explore it by doing actual industry work? Not kind of uh, kind of not taking them away from the industry, where in a simulated environment, and then asking them to join the industry. We are saying, can that be bypassed, wherein they go directly learn from the industry that they are interested in? And the third one is, do we want to value teens in the sense that, are we willing to let them, learn about the industry from the industry? In a sense, like, rub shoulders with experts, connect with mentors. Internships are already such a big buzzword, to the point that even mainstream is, taking notice and kind of focusing on practical projects, internships. So that is the way forward any which way. So can we like really put that whole aspect, let it take center stage and let teens learn by working with industry experts and mentors from the industry. And the fourth point, are we open to teens leading their journey, taking charge of their entire professional journey? But they don't have to be alone. It's a great synergy when, bunch of passionate, like-minded youth come together and co-create this journey. So they're all leading, but they're together in this journey. Finally, now this is a biggie. Are we ready that teens are work certified? Because the industry is ready. We've seen the teens are quite excited about learning directly from the industry. You take all the whether we take the biggies of the tech world, startup world, or the sustainability movement, everyone is willing to take on youth, and where they are offering opportunities to youth who can learn by working in the industry. So we, at least at Aarohi side, whatever we've seen in the last 22 odd years working with children of different ages, we've seen that the success rate of youth kind of approaching the industry and whether it's for internships or whether it is for mentoring, we've almost seen 100% success rate. So when everything is there, it's also a lot depends on us as a collective set of adults to say, hey, we are okay with teens being work certified. We are not still looking, yes, degrees would be aspirational for many, but we are also very accepting of teens and youth who are work certified and not necessarily degree or degree certified. So with those thoughts, with these
One
couple
point,
of thoughts,
Kirtika, I want to add here is
Sure.
that a whole lot of us, as in adults, parents, are actually have left our own certifications somewhere, and we are doing some other work in which our real claim to doing that work is our own our own work, as in not any certification per se. So it's so interesting that we are able to we do it as adults much later in life. Then why not give them the same option? And the industry, as you said, is very open nowadays. They're more looking at your portfolio, at your work, at your projects, at the kind of internships you have done. In fact, the entry point itself is now slowly not becoming an interview but an internship. So the whole thing is changing to, hey, how can you perform, what work you do, what value you bring. Those are the keywords, not what degree you did. So it's changing, and wherever it is not changing, the interesting part is the youth can bring that change into that scenario. So that's what I wanted to add before we call our two youths. So we have two youths with us who would like to little briefly share their journey. I want to call Aparna first. Aparna is, I think, 14 now. Aparna, you have to tell us the correct age. I keep forgetting. And just share your journey of how it has been and what you are doing. You would, on your video if possible.
It's already on the finish. Thank you.
Super.
Okay, so yeah, my age is 14 and I am an open learner for the past few years. I have gone to regular school as well, and as my name is Aparna, you can see the screen also. So when I started my journey, I used to sit simply. I used to do nothing. Like, at least I didn't know what I should do because I had literally no idea what are the different things I can do, because I used to go to regular school and there used to be a schedule every week that this time to this time I'll be doing this stuff. And when I started open learning, I was left blank. So I had to make my own schedule, and I didn't know what should be in that schedule. So that's when I started observing different people, trying different things, where I got to know that these things even existed. So out of those, I made one list, what and all I wanted to do from those. Then I started exploring it in my own way. Um, Suppose if I wanted to do art, I used to just take few art books. Like we had lot of art books, so I used to just take those and just draw something. I used to search in internet. So my journey started like that, and I was not consistent on one thing. So I was roaming around coconut shell art, electronics, painting, pencil shading, different types of art. I used to do reading, writing, bird watching, photography. I was literally doing a lot of things, not one particular thing. Then from out of those all, I just took few things, electronics and art. I somehow came into that kind of conclusion that I like those both. So let me start exploring those both a little bit deeper. So I took up some projects in it, which I started exploring. I did one electronics project, which it's a solenoid project. I have done few wall paintings. I did small projects here and there. Then I started, this question got into my mind. So what is that really one thing which I wanted to focus on? Because when I started going deep with electronics and art, I felt electronics is not, it gives me happy, or it keeps me curious while I'm doing it, but I really didn't have the understanding that I really wanted to do that. So, and art, it was like my hobby, it was not my passion. I really like art, I still like art, but I don't want to pursue it as my profession, or it's not my passion. So I started thinking what and all were my interests in the past, which I really liked, and what is the purpose why I liked it. Then somehow I came into the conclusion that one thing which I want to do is something sustainable, which is eco-friendly and not harming the earth by any which ways. So, and I somehow come from a construction family, and I've seen a lot of constructions growing up. And also I somehow like making something. I like to do hands-on work with my hands and show my creativity through that. Then I got to remember I went for a few mud workshops in between my journey. That came to my mind, and how I really enjoyed those workshops. Then that's how I started my journey with mud construction, and currently I'm exploring mud construction. I finished my internship few weeks back in mud construction. I did it in a place called Managam, where they are building a mud based dormitory for the people who live there. Yeah, that's a brief about me.
Aparna, can I ask you one question? So you have explored a lot of things. You have done an internship. But how was it to work with? I'm just using the term experts. Not everybody needs to be super high experts, but how was it to work with different people whom you didn't know? And you're what? You're just 14 and you are going and doing these big buildings and stuff like that. So how was that experience?
Okay, first time when I messaged someone or asked for help, I really felt a bit, not a bit, quite a lot awkward. Like, how am I going to ask that person? I don't know them, and they don't know me at all, and I am voluntarily messaging that person or asking for some kind of help, and I didn't know whether that person will accept or not. Then I kept analyzing the stuff, where I got to know either they'll say yes or no. Whatever the answer is, I am ready to accept it. So it's it's fine even if they reject me, because you're not going to get success at the first attempt. So I did get a lot of rejections, but yeah.
Okay, thank you. So we will have Aparna back for your Q&A if you want to ask her anything specifically. Drupad, can you quickly share your journey, and then we will move into the Q&A. We're running a little late, but that's okay.
Yeah. Can you see me and hear me?
Yeah, we can see you.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Rupert. I'm 18, and I've been an open schooler my whole life, so I've never been to school. And so I've always explored different things when like from carpentry with coconut shells to playing cricket. Like sports has been like a big thing for me, so I've always switched to different sports. I wanted to be a cricket player. I wanted to be an ultimate frisbee player for a while, very short time, and then I transitioned to the non-sports section, so like filmmaking, and I tried different genres on my YouTube channel. So like vlogging, I made cooking tutorials, and I tried making uh, awareness videos of different things. And I made covers. I used to sing songs and of like Hollywood songs and sing them. Then I decided to go back into sports, and this time football. Um, so for the past 4 years, till this year, I was pursuing football. Like I wanted to become professional and get into the ISL and stuff. So in that taught me a lot of things like discipline. It got me into fitness, which I still do right now. And another thing that I got from it is like tracking progress. I think that helps a lot, like tracking your progress, doing anything. And that's something that was introduced from Aarohi itself. And obviously, leadership is one of the main things that I learned from there. And like I kind of stopped liking football, like not that I don't like football, but I kind of felt like it's not for me and not professionally. That's not what I want to pursue. And I tried, so I explored different things. I explored three different things, so I considered three different topics to pursue forward, which is like drop shipping, stock market, like trading, and digital marketing. And that's what I'm doing right now. I chose digital marketing because like I was interested in, the other side of not being a consumer, like how do people sell and stuff. And I realized that the sales or like selling is something that you can use in anything, like for your business. Even to get an internship, you need to sell yourself in some sort of way. And I felt there's like a huge scope and I can freelance, and this will probably give me like location freedom in the future if I do start a business in digital marketing. And I joined Coversary because I needed help to start like with projects. Like, I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't have like a pathway, or I didn't have people to help me except my parents. And yeah, so I felt like people helping me getting projects and like giving me projects, that was good. And like I did an e-commerce. I started building an e-commerce website for my sister's brand, and the Coversary website that is there right now. I was part of, like, me and another cohort member and a guide. We were thinking of how to design the website, and so that was a good experience for me. And I had a mentor who was helping me with like practicing how to create and how to write ad creatives for paid advertisements or like organic marketing to put on social media. Yeah, and I think the Coversary / Aarohi network helped me find guides who could, help me with my project and guide me through everything else. Yeah, and also I got a lot of input while creating my portfolio. It wasn't perfect, and I had to keep redoing it. And I finally got my internship through Coversary connections, like through the network the huge network that we have. And next, what's next? This is my last week of the internship. And from next week onwards, I already have too many. I already have like 2, 3 other projects lined up, and um, I want to finish the e-commerce website, and I am part of the paid advertisement team for Aarohi, and I'll be working on website SEO for the Coversary website, and looking to explore new possibilities like in digital marketing, like influencer marketing and management agency. So yeah, that's it.
So one quick question, Drupad. So all of this sounds very nice. So what has been the not nice things in this whole journey? Because 4 years of deep into football, then switching over to suddenly digital marketing from ground to room and laptop. So overall, what has been the not so rosy part?
Uh, I don't know. I think, okay, first of all, is the lack of fitness. That is a major thing for me. It might not be something big for other people, but I think that's something that changed. So, like as you said, the lifestyle from constantly training like 2, 3 times a day to sitting in the room and just working the whole day. It was a little weird at first, but now I think I'm getting used to it. A little too comfortable with it sometimes, but yeah. And I think I wasn't very communicative, or I didn't know how to put my thoughts together and share it to a group of people before. Even though I said leadership was something that I learned during football. Um, so yeah, I think now I'm more comfortable speaking to people and getting my thoughts together. So yeah, and yeah, the internship process to find one was really frustrating because I think the last one to get one, and it was like almost a month delayed. So yeah, I think I have more of an idea of how to do things going forward for my next internship.
Okay, super. Thank you.
Yeah.
Right. So stay on the video. The idea is now to I think we haven't given you one thing. We've given you in bits and pieces, lots of little thoughts, little ideas of what we are talking about. A world, a big world, but not much explored probably, and a beautiful world. So I'm sure there are doubts, there are questions on people's minds. So you can either type it in the chat if you have a question. You can also come on a mic, and all four of us are there to respond to them to whatever extent we can respond. Yeah. I just want to I just want to, before we get into Q&A, is just want to re-emphasize that the whole idea of this webinar is to look, and I see a lot of people out there who are people like you, who are like, for us, like partners for us. And so you all are partners because you all are concerned about the youth. I think that's the real thing. If we are genuinely with them, then the idea is to build more and more options, where those are aligned with what the youth is wanting or thinking or needing, rather than how something has been made. So that's the whole idea. uh, so yeah, we can have question answers, and any thoughts. Anybody would like to ask something to any one of us, or a general question, anything will do. um,
Yeah, hi. I think let me go first. So congratulations to Aarohi. This is something that we really need. It gives parents like me hope, a counselor like me, to tell people that this is being done and it's possible. But the question I get asked, when I tell parents as well as students, do something different, find your passion. You don't need to go the college, the university way. Is how am I going to make a career? How do I land my first job? Will I make money? Right? That seems to be the question. And I mean, I do tell them if you're passionate enough, you'll find a way to make the money. That's not important. But I don't think that's a satisfactory answer to a lot of the parents and the students who want to tread off the beaten track. There's a lot of hesitance simply for that reason, trying to wonder, are we going to be monetarily successful? I may be happy and I may be, enjoy what I do, but how is that going to translate in a real life scenario? So if anybody can just give me your thoughts and your experience on that.
Drupad, Aparna, you want to respond to that?
Okay, so I had that question in my mind when I started my journey. How am I going to lead my life in this way? Will I be able to make money or not? I got out of that question when I conducted few workshops, and when I started earning little. It is little money, but it was something very big for me. As in, it helped me to change my mindset. So I can earn money, I can earn money to lead my life. So let me explore right now. It's the age for me to explore different things. So let me do that right now and not concentrate on different things.
Right. Thank you.
What's your take, Drupal?
I think you already answered the question. Like if you're passionate enough, then you'll find a way to make money. And not everyone wants a lot of money. I know some people are just they're happy with just freelancing and doing like earning enough to support themselves. And some people want to start a business and make a lot of money. So I think that depends. It's very subjective and depends on each person. No, that whatever you said is the same thing I would say to someone who asked me that question.
Right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. I think, in fact, to me, it's the experience has been the other way around. They start earning much too early. They're- because they are in the industry. Industry starts paying. We showed you Shreya's video. She announced that she is now doing designing, and within a month she got her first project. Within 3 months she finished it, and within 4 months of starting designing in her life, she has never done designing before. She's already earned. So I think that's the realization that earning is simple. You give value, you get paid. So you have to start giving value, and for that you have to dig deeper. So I think, but
No,
that's the beauty of doing hands-on. There is like earning straight away, though it may not be of that scale, but you know that this is just a matter of upskilling and upscaling yourself like that. Yeah, but this has to be shown to people. You are very right. People may not be
yes.
immediately be ready. So that's where they have to talk to people like Aparna, Drupal, Shreya, and so on.
Yeah. Right. We need to have more such webinars to encourage more people to, think outside the box and explore and allow their children also to explore.
Kitika, there's some questions in the chat. Would you
Yes.
like to bring them? Yeah.
Sure. Okay, so Ravi is asking, how do you counsel students and ignite the process to explore and know what might be good? I am a retired person and wish to enter this field, use my time and experience meaningfully. Would like to know more about Coversity. I am being guided by Mr. Sood too. Okay. Yeah, so maybe someone can respond to how do, as cohort members, how do you get counsel or guidance? And how do you kind of get into the process of exploring and knowing what could be uh, your calling or what could be good for you?
In fact, Aparna had already kind of shared her own journey of starting blank and then slowly exploring. I want to quickly add that is why we have called this as co-versity, because the whole idea is that the youth come together and they kind of literally stay together, live together, and actually while each one will be having a different domain, they are together. So one of the biggest energy comes from each other because they are together. So they are all the time sharing, asking, pulling, challenging, suggesting, seeing each other, and so there is so much of give and take. Plus obviously there's a group of, so the parents are very closely involved, at least in Aarohi Coversity. All the parents are also the guides to not just their child but all the other youth. So there is a lot of in that sense a lot of people around to hobnob, interact, and understand from. Also a lot of meeting people from the different industries, not just your industry, different industries. So I think uh, there's a lot of exposure of people, of professionals, the real people who are doing work, rather than just understanding the domain, understanding a larger domain intelligence. And that's when they are able to realize that, oh, is this something that I want to do? So it's a very organic process, but it's kind of, you can say, crowded with people of different kind, right from their own age as well as professionals, as well as guides, mentors, different parents.
Yeah, and just to add in here to what Ratnesh is saying, to know more about the workings and the elements of Coversity, every Wednesday we do have a orientation. So the next Wednesday is when you guys can come for a detailed orientation at 6 p.m. Yes, we will share the details on the WhatsApp group as well. A very interesting question from Abhishek is, as a career counselor, how can I contribute in this movement?
I think that Abhishek, you will have to answer in a way, because when you meet people, parents, youth, they may, I'm sure you are helping them in many different ways, but this is one option that. I mean, not like it has to be Aarohi Coversity. In fact, we gave it the name Coversity, thinking that there can be so many Coversities across the country, each running in its own way, not like a copy paste or anything like that, nothing to do with our Coversity. But the idea is that different people offer this in different form, and that's why we want to reach out to as many people, so that people can actually, you can actually refer more people to this kind of option. So right now, yeah, if you think that a child would rather be in a group like this, not necessarily Aarohi's group, but any other group, then let's see how we can help that youth and that family reach there. But that will depends on, yeah, obviously you liking it first, and then you seeing whether this is something that family likes, because a lot to do is to not just the youth, the whole family should be okay with this kind of or ready for this kind of journey.
Okay, Mamta, would be great if you can switch on your video and ask your question.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Right. So this is more, I think, a question for the two teens that we have here on the webinar. So I am a child psychologist, and I hear a lot of clients coming in sharing that, oh, my peers are doing so and so, they're already earning X amount, or they've sort of started on a path of setting themselves up, and this is all between the ages of 13 to 18. Initially for me, I was quite concerned, and I was like, hey, when I was at their age, I was least bothered about finding out what do I want to do and just sort of experience childhood. But I see that the world has changed, and this is giving them an edge and a step forward, and a early start, which is, I see the positive of it. But I'm also curious to understand, what is it like to see your peers? What is it like to experience this? And just their thoughts on it.
You want our thoughts on what we think about people who are doing that? So basically us, or is there someone else that you want us to share our thoughts about? I didn't
Just
quite understand the
whatever.
question.
Yeah, sorry. Let me make that clear. So yeah, I would be interested to hear your thoughts on it, or maybe what is generally happening amongst the population in your age group.
So personally, I don't. I've met only like a few people who are actually that, like in their teenagers, setting themselves up and making money. So obviously, when I wasn't doing it, I was envious of them, especially like during football. Like a lot of my friends were earning money and stuff, and like I felt jealous. Like, oh, he's already earning money. I should be doing the same. So uh, yeah, I think that might be one of the factors that I left football and started doing something where I could make money early. Yeah, but I think it's good if people like teenagers make money when they're younger.
Okay, that's an interesting one. Thank you for that.
I want to add, though I'm not a teenager, is in my observation, meaning money somehow comes into the conversation, but finally at the end of it, I don't see any of them really money driven. What they like is this meaningful work, which is going to reach somewhere, which is, let's say, value adding to a client or value adding to somebody, and it's like doing to the world, which is meaning to it. Otherwise, why am I doing something? Because just because somebody said let's say do XYZ, I'm doing it, in a conventional system. But
Yeah.
when you are doing meaningful work, when you're doing real world, you can see the impact of your work. And I think that excites. And obviously the money comes as a side thing, and it's exciting for any youth, I would say, exciting for anybody for that matter, to earn some money. Not that they start becoming only money minded in that sense, not at all. In fact, they are more focused on the work. They're ready to step back and see, oh, I need to develop that skill, or I need to go, learn this thing, or connect with that kind of person. So I think the money will always be in the equation, and there's nothing wrong, right, about it. It's just an exciting part of it for them right now. The real thing is the real work. That's what is my observation.
Fair enough. Thank you for that perspective.
Yeah, and just adding in, I think it's also okay to be money driven if that's what that individual wants to kind of, kind of drive their life, and that's their call to make. And it's also to make it through experience. It may change over the course of time, it may not. But I think the idea that even if you're money driven, to lead your journey and to see how you want to take it, because if money is your driving force, you take it in the direction that you want to. So that be it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
I agree.
this, yeah. I mean, while all of this is very interesting perspectives, I'm also curious to understand the peer pressure aspect and its impact on all of this. So probably, that would be a deeper chat to have if we can connect at some other point in some capacity. But thank you so much for each of your comments and your perspectives.
Okay, we have one more question from Avni. Not sure how to tap into this industry. Who trust youth or kids? Very interesting question. Who wants to take it on?
Okay, I'm not sure. In fact, I have understood the question. So maybe Kritika, you respond.
Okay. So Avni, if you're around, and I just want to see if I've taken your understood your question rightly. You want to know which industry kind of or what are the kind of industries which trust youth with internships and stuff? Is that what you're, maybe you can just come up on audio or video and clarify?
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you for this webinar. It's nice to know that kids are wanting to do internships or hands-on. But my question is, who are these people? I mean, these are one-off examples. It's not so easy to connect these youths or place them in an area of interest. It takes a lot of connections, digging, convincing. So I'm finding it very hard to believe that these are one or two cases. Is it really becoming a trend? How have they convinced someone? What does it take? What is that preparedness,
Yes. Yeah.
Because a lot of times, sometimes if you have used a contact or someone, they say, you tell us what you want to do. The child as itself was very clueless, to dream or to find a space and add value sometimes gets a little dicey. So that's my question, not one industry or something. How does it work out?
Sure. I think a good question. Maybe one of them can take
So
it up.
I before they share, I want to share a totally kind of different perspective on this. So I want to tell you, Avni and everybody, is that as Aarohi, we do not directly bring internship for anybody. We don't maintain a database. We don't do anything. What we say is you have to find your internship. Now, why is that so? Because in the process of finding the internship, which means right from making your profile, talking to people, connecting, from that further building network, going, failing in an interview, etc., etc., etc. The whole process is perhaps bigger than the internship itself. And if you look at it, the beauty is so it is, these are not one-off examples. That is so my when they do it like this, when they approach it like this, they also know what they need to do, where they are failing, what they need to work on, what kind of skills they need, and they can go from a smaller internship to a bigger internship. Like even internships can also scale up depending on what you are starting with. So what I'm trying to tell you is that there is a beautiful way of doing it, which actually value adds to them, not just in terms of getting the internship and doing the internship, but the whole self being put into this whole world of people and relationships and business and understanding that. And that's so amazing. And the result of it is that I would literally say everybody is able to get internship. And I would challenge this to any youth can get internship. That's my challenge, because I have in the past experience, and these are not just these children. I'm talking about, I will show the video of my daughter also, who's 25 now, who has done so many internships and so on, everything finding themselves out. So the whole interesting part is, you see, if we try to cook for them and then say, I have an internship served for you, then we are stepping into their zone. But if we let them lead it, yes, it's not easy. That Drupad and Aparna can share how it was to get an internship, but it took about a month. A month is nothing, but they got it. So Aparna, you want to share, or Drupad, you want to share how you got the internship and ups and downs of that?
So I didn't get my internship from the first person who I asked, and not everyone is ready to give you an internship. There would be several reasons for you to for them to reject us, and at least they get to know you. That I have contacted many people, even if they didn't give internship to me, they know that there is someone called Aparna who is 14 years old and who is trying to pursue mud construction. So I don't get internship, but I get to know those people. I feel that's a big treasure for me. Either they can become my mentors in the future, or they can help me in whichever ways, but they know me, that is someone like this who's pursuing this. So I feel that that's more important. And also, when you keep searching for something, only you get it, because there will be one person at least who wants to give you internship, but you have to go and search for it, right? There is nothing kept served in your plate, so
Do
you
they
have to
ask
earn
you to
it.
prove yourself, Aparna, or anybody here? Do they ask you to prove?
You have your portfolio, like I didn't know anything about mud construction, and I told them that I don't know anything, but I'm ready to learn. I'm a quick learner, and I can learn it, and I can do all the work which you give me. So what everybody needs is the work to be done, and what we need is the learning. So when their work is getting done, then what's their problem in that? And we get the learning. That's more important for us.
Can I add something, Avni? All my children have done internships. I mean, they are in kind of regular school, but they've all chosen their own paths. I'm a student counselor as well, and I don't think there's anybody who's been I know who's personally been turned down from an internship. When somebody goes and asks, you know what, can I just observe? Can I come and work with you or see what work you do? People who are passionate about their jobs are more than willing to let some, kids, especially children, come and learn. My daughter has done so many things. In fact, she didn't know after her 12th, she took a year off and said, I don't know what I want to study. So I want to be sure before I study. I said, fine. And she did too many things. She joined a bakery, she joined a restaurant as a waiter. And then, she said, okay, maybe I want to teach. So she went back to her school and said, can I observe classes? But today she's teaching 4th grade to 8th grade because she was so passionate. She found her calling and they're paying her for it. She's, not earning as much as a teacher, but earning much more than any other 18-year-old I know because she's found her calling. Nobody rejects kids. Very, very few people reject kids from internships. People are more than happy when somebody with passion comes and says, I want to learn. So I doubt it. I doubt people will be rejected. You just have to try different things, and it's okay if you don't like it, try something else. I think Drupad is a classic example of that.
So I think
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, thank you. Kitika, I think it's already 9:08. We promised 8 to 9. We're kind of spilling over the time. So I think we can just conclude for now. With if you can share the slide, we will try and conclude now. And the invitation is there is a threefold invitation. While Kitika shares the slide, I want just few more minutes of yours. But before that, 3 invitations. One is you can always connect with us one-to-one if you have questions. We have a WhatsApp group. Please, it is a temporary group, but I'm saying till for some time we can let it be there. I will also share more videos and stuff like that. And And the third thing, as Kritika was mentioning, we do more orientation, so you can join us for those orientations. Kritika, will you show the other? Okay, show the other 3 slides first.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So what we are saying in a way to answer your question also, Abhishek. So we think this kind of journey is not suitable for everybody, but it's suitable for whoever is, let's say, passionate about one specific field, um, and hence wants to spend whole of her or his time doing just that. That's one example of who can really benefit from this. The other example is somebody who's not enthusiastic about studies exam. We already heard his story from his mom, and hence excited to explore what he or she likes. And the third one is actually somebody who wants to explore different domains to discover oneself, and this is actually Aparna's photo doing her mud construction. So yeah, so these are the 3 that we feel would definitely benefit from this. And finally, it is obviously open to all. The next slide, Kritika. Yeah, whoever wants to lead their own journey, own learning, and that's the whole idea. So we want to kind of end with a small, tiny little video. This is of my daughter Asavri, and yeah, it's a very small 1-minute video.
So I decided that I do not want to take 10th, or I do not want to take my degree. I do not want to take that path. I want to live my life by the way I want. I want to live my way. So when I decided that, even though it was a decision, I did not have enough confidence in myself. Like, will I be able to earn money? Am I good enough? Do I have enough skills? Like, when I thought, okay, let's start a business, I have no background about business. I haven't even studied MBA or done anything. So when I have no skills, when I have no knowledge, when I haven't studied in a college, I don't have a degree, without all of this, how do I get the confidence? So I think in my journey of continuously trying, even after failing, even after having a lot of challenges, continuously trying, I've become very confident in myself that who I am, I can do whatever I want. I can earn money. I can live a life that I want, and I live how I want, and I don't have to worry about what other people will think.
Right.
So I decided.
So we wanted to share this more to underline that it does something to the individual himself or herself, and not just about the money part or the domain or the profession part. Yeah. So okay, so let's end this with yeah, this is our, we call it Coversity. Sorry, and this is just a summary, a quick visual of whatever we have shared is here. I will be sharing it in the WhatsApp group. You can take it from there. And lastly,
In
sorry.
the beginning, I was totally
Sorry.
confused and didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and lastly, the two requests to all of you. One is, if you we all need to together reach out to youth and to empower their professional journey. Whoever is wanting to do it this way, we need to. So that's the objective number 1, and we are also very enthused about different people starting their own initiatives, own Coversities. They don't need to call it Coversity. We call it Coversity. They can call it whatever. We can in fact all form one alliance, and we can be all in different cities. So if you are interested, or if you know people who are interested in starting something, like, in fact, we even think that these Coversities kind of spaces can be created inside schools, inside colleges, while they are offering their regular process. They can also offer this option. Whoever wants to come for this can come for this. Whoever wants to go for that can. So it can evolve in many different ways. We don't know how all will it evolve. So yeah, please stay connected if any of this excites you, and we can see how we can take it together. So yeah, that's for today. Just a short glimpse. Kitika, you want to close with thanks?
Yes. Definitely. Thank you all for being here on a Wednesday. Today's Wednesday night with us. And for some of the questions which couldn't get answered, if it's very specific to Coversity, workings of Coversity, every Wednesday at 6 p.m. we meet. I will be sharing details for the upcoming orientations. For people who had questions for Drupad, yeah, maybe you can connect with us and we can take it offline to see how he can help you out. Thank you and a very good night.
Yeah, we'll be sharing more stuff in the WhatsApp group, so we can take it from there. Thank you. Bye bye, and we'll stay connected.